Earlier, you mentioned your eating window really briefly. I'd love for you to go through a typical day, when you eat, what you eat.
So yesterday I had homemade fajitas, which means I put skirt steak on the grill. I fry up onions and bell pepper with olive oil, and then I make guacamole with that. Sometimes I have a little sour cream and a little salsa with that, but it's basically a very low carb meal. So that's kind of typical. Other times I'll have a ribeye with a salad or a ribeye with tabbouleh. We've had that also this week. Today we are having a chicken wings with a salad. And either I do those on the grill or I do them in a glass dish in the oven with lots of good spices. So that's like for the main meal. Some days for my small meal, I'll have some yogurt, which I do homemade yogurt. I make sure it's like 8 to 10% fat in it, because then it gets really thick and delicious without having to strain it. And with the yogurt, I put chia seeds and pumpkin seeds. And this, for lunch, a couple hours ago, I had Swedish crisp bread, which is 100% rye, and it is 6 grams of carbs and a good amount of fiber, but like 6 grams of net carbs. So you can have 3 pieces and only get up to 18. And then I put a nice thick layer of butter on that. And then I had cold smoked salmon. And I sprinkled some lemon and put black pepper on it. So,
All right.
need more examples?
No, that gives a good idea. But what about the eating window? And then outside that, when you are fasting, are you only having black coffee and water? Plus, I guess, the electrolytes.
For the most part, yes. I have a weakness for cappuccino. So sometimes I'll do just black coffee. Other times I'll do a cappuccino, but no sugar or anything. It's just I buy the grass milk, full fat, and I use about half a cup of that for a cappuccino. So it's not strict fasting, but again, I'm not looking to reverse anything per se. And then my typical eating window, very often I pretty much eat one meal. And on the other days, I have to confess that I don't eat as early as I would like to, because if I get busy, I get caught up in something. I sometimes don't eat until 8 or 9 in the evening, but I try to keep it like 6 or 7. But even so, my eating window is probably still within 6 or 7 hours.
Okay, last question. Somebody coming to this conversation, metabolically unhealthy, eating a standard type diet to this point, they're going to begin to turn things around. We've given them the hope, but they want a general dietary template. How do they begin starting today?
I would say to look up what paleo is. Like, just Google, give me a list or put it in chat, give me 100 foods I can eat on paleo. And the biggest thing that they're going to cut out, if they start eating that list, it's not really restricting carbs or fat or protein or anything, but what they're going to find is they're already cutting their carbs by 2/3 because there's no grain, there's no sugar on the paleo diet. So, like I said, I I had some crisp bread, which is 100% rye. But when I eat some grains, I try to stick to the ancient grains, stuff that has been around for thousands of years, that are our ancestors, not necessarily hunter-gatherers, but we've eaten them for a long time. And nature made them. Man didn't make them. They didn't manipulate them or hybridize them. So that would be the one thing. Because paleo, it's basically what our ancestors ate. So it's going to be whole food. It's going to be food the way you find it or catch it or hunt it or pick it. And you can still cook it, cut it in pieces, etc., but it's not going to be hyper processed. It's still going to be basic food, but mostly like your ancestors ate. And with that, like I said, you're going to cut out your sugar, which is a drug. You're going to start controlling your hunger because you cut out the drug and you start eating real food. And then I would say, if you're new to this way of thinking, then go find 5 good channels like yours and mine, and a couple of more if you like, and watch something every day to educate yourself and to keep reinforcing your motivation and the importance of knowing this stuff.
Since you made it to the end of this clip, I know you're going to love the full episode. Click here to watch. I'll see you over there.
Basically, everything else you can think of gets worse with insulin resistance. That's why it's the #1 health problem. And we've never seen anything like it where the